Oh, we're
All right.
live.
Yes, we are. All right. So, how are things going?
Well, I can't decide which is more excruciating, onboarding for a new job or onboarding for a new job that you don't want. Um,
uh, I don't know about that.
yeah, I mean the guys that I'm working with are terrific.
Uh,
Um, my boss is a friend of mine. I've known him for a while. I was actually his boss for a while. He's being nice to me, so I must have been an okay boss. Um, man, that was like what, 10, no longer, like 15 years ago.
oh wow.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, the issue that I'm really running into, and maybe you have some thoughts on this, is like a full-time job sucks up a ton of time.
Yeah,
And
it does
so
do that. That's true.
I'm trying to do right by them and put in the time that I need to get the work done that I need to get done. Of course, lately it's do this training, go to this meeting, right? Because
Mhm.
it's a big company and you have to tick off all the boxes, right? So probably start contributing to them in some way next week. Um, but yeah, I want to keep the podcast stuff running, and I'm pretty sure that Michelle is overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I want to see if I can bring devchat.tv back to profitable enough to make Chuck quit his job.
Right. Yeah.
And but that's time that I don't have as much of anymore. And so anyway, I'm just trying to figure that out because I've taken some time off to handle some stuff that's come up or record some podcasts, and they're okay with me doing that to a degree. But yeah,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
if
oh, go
they
ahead.
ever tell me I have to start going to the office, then I really don't know what I'm going to do because I really don't want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, this is like the kind of thing that I deal with all the time with my coaching clients, right?
Yeah,
because they're all in the same situation you're in, right? It's like
right.
got a fucking job, but then I'm like, you need to make some YouTube videos, you need to make some blog posts. Like, when
Uh-huh.
am I gonna have time to do this? And my answer is always like, get up earlier. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
that's what I'm looking at. I mean, I'm
yeah,
really thinking about we get up at 6 o'clock with the kids, and we read scriptures and tell them to get ready for school and things like that. And if I go upstairs between 6:30 when we finish reading scriptures and 7:30 when I have to leave to take them to school, um, I get read the riot act. Even though we just sit there and watch the kids make their lunches. But yeah, I could get up. I get up at like 4 and work on it then. But
yeah.
I don't know what else to do. I'm definitely looking at that as an option. I was just hoping that there was a better option for that.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing is just to you've only got so much time. You got to figure out how you're going to use the time. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you can, I mean, maybe there's some stuff you can take off your schedule, whereas, like, I mean, you said you're driving the kids to school. Like, is there a way that you
Yeah.
can not do that?
Um I mean, I could try and get my wife to do it, but that's that's not a conversation that will be fun to have. Let's just put it that way.
Well, being a man is having not fun conversations.
I
You
know.
might just have to have that conversation, you know what I mean? Because you're essentially working two jobs. So, you know what I mean? Like, something's got to
Yeah,
give. So,
that's
but
true. Yeah, I mean, it'd be a little bit different if we weren't fighting the whole COVID thing, right? So,
yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's it. That's you got to have, like, I guess one thing to look at is like how many hours of a day you devote to business stuff, right? Is it like,
right.
is it 3 hours? Is it 4 hours? Is it 2 hours? I don't know. But figure out what that is, then block off the time and be like, this is business time, and then then you're just going to do that business time. I mean, the other, I think, thing that helps too, at somewhere along the line, is like, you've got the new job now, but at some point the job becomes kind of a cush job where it's easy for you to like just be productive, and so you have a little bit more spare time perhaps within
Yeah.
your day, and you can work on some other stuff as well. So I mean, it's kind of dicey, right? It just depends on what the expectations are with the job, if it's more of like salary or hourly, or and what the
Yeah.
expectations are. So but yeah, that's no fun. How many hours do you think it takes you per like week to run the podcast network?
I really don't have a good idea of that. I mean, I've been pushing stuff off as much as I can, so definitely cutting back. I mean, running the podcast network itself, I mean, honestly, I'm looking at hiring somebody to pick up one or two more things that I'm doing that I
Yeah.
don't have time to do anymore. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Could you get it to a point where you run it on autopilot essentially, where I mean, because like if you don't need to be on the podcast necessarily. I mean, maybe you keep one or two that you like to be on, but you don't really need to organize the shows because you've got the panels, and then your assistant that can do that. So what things do you like need to do?
Yeah. That's true. I mean, yeah, I could stay on a couple of the shows that I either need to be on for the time being until I get panelists in place, right? Or
Yeah.
but I'm getting tired of fighting that battle too.
Manny over here looking like American History X, fucking eating with his hands and shaved head. Like he just went out and curb
I
stomped
know, right?
someone just a minute ago.
Thug life.
Dude, you do look hardcore, man. You look like a fucking gangster.
Dude, I am.
I wouldn't mess
all
with
those-
you if I saw you in the street. I'd be like, fuck, I'm not messing with that guy. Just like look away. So
For all of you guys who are watching, if you didn't know, this is the
Well,
real life.
it's funny to me too because last time you were on, you looked like a political prisoner.
yeah.
It's not very far from each other, right?
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
of them are convert from one or the other.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I'm figuring that out. Also working on getting some more affiliate stuff in, and that's taken a bit of my time. But yeah, just trying to make it all balanced, and I think there's just going to be some learning process to it. But yeah. Anyway,
How much time are you going to be able to devote to business now?
I don't know, honestly. I think I'm probably just, we were talking before you got on. And this is what I was thinking before John said anything, but yeah, I'm probably just going to have to get up earlier in the morning and just do it.
But like to be realistic with all the times commitments you have in your life, what do you think? Like you could give 2 hours, 3 hours on a daily basis?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not super thrilled about it. I'm tired of being congratulated too for getting a job.
Yeah, that's
It's true.
yeah. That yeah. I mean, it's doable. It's doable. Like I mean, it was I did it before I quit my job. I was working for like 2.5 years, like doing the full-time job and then running the business on the side for making Pluralsight courses and all
Right.
that stuff.
You got to keep your budget separate. It has to come from a completely separate bank account.
Mhm.
And don't let your job's income take away. Like, don't use your job to fund the business.
Yeah, no sugar daddy.
Don't become your own
Right.
sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I'm wondering about is, I mean, I may have to do that for a month or so while some of this ramps up, but
It'll become a habit.
so
You're
what do
saying,
I
like,
do in the meantime?
like to get out of the
'Cause-
hole?
Just
Or-
cut the
Yeah.
expenses, cut down rather than just start to, like, as soon as you start making money and you're taking money from the job and funneling into the business, before you know it, the business is just taking up all of your money and your wife is mad at you. Like, what did we get this job for?
Yeah, I don't think that's a realistic long-term thing. But I mean, I'm in the hole too, and I've got to figure out how to dig my way out.
You should cut more.
I'm not sure what else I can cut.
Well,
Editors are gone, your web maintenance is gone. Like, what's the expense remaining is the question I want to know.
So I do have an editor, but he's a lot cheaper than the other editors I had. I could let Michelle go, but
that's not a good one.
I don't think that's a really reasonable option at all.
Well, what's the total expense of the business then?
It's like $3,000 or $4,000 a month at this point. Now that I'm not paying my own salary.
Oh, well, that's not bad. I mean, that,
Yeah,
you should be able to swing that pretty easily.
right.
So
I just
the business-
need to bring it in.
The business
Yeah.
has to make $3,000-4,000. I'm assuming it is.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a few $1,000s in sponsorships that should land any minute. I
Yeah.
mean, they said they're going to pay it. It's just, oh, well, we need it to go to our accounts payable office and they'll pay it.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I think it can pay for itself.
Well, you
Uh,
can't like think that. You just have to have separate bank accounts is what I keep saying.
Yeah.
Keep it completely separate so you don't even have to think that it has to be the norm no matter what.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's-
I've been running it that way anyway. So,
yeah. And you should never, like, that hunger is what's going to drive you to get to the next level.
yeah.
Like, if you bankroll your own stuff, then you're going to get in trouble.
Yep. No, that makes sense. So, yeah, I don't know exactly where it's going to balance and if I'm going to have to feed the business a few $100s this month or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, as long as like,
That's what I'm thinking about.
I mean, what you could do is you could loan the business some money, right? And then
Right.
next month it pays you back. That's not a bad way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, but the issue is that I've also got people that I need to pay back for the work that they put in over the last 9 months.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure exactly where that's going to come from. Yeah, I'd love to get it so that the business is just paying all of that, right?
How much debt
Because
do
then
you
as
have?
soon as what?
How much debt do you have? As in payments that you need to make out, including salary payments.
15,000, maybe 20,000.
Okay.
It's right in that ballpark.
Yeah.
I paid a bunch of it this last month, so that's why I don't know exactly what it is.
Do you have your do you have everything like in accounting software like QuickBooks or?
Yeah, I've got it in QuickBooks. I need to go categorize stuff.
Well,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
you need a bookkeeper.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I have yet to find a bookkeeper that's not a moron.
Well,
It's
dude,
all right. I've got a couple that I've used, but
just hire, like for $200 a month, you will have enough bookkeeping done for your business. That'll
Yeah.
give you all the numbers and
Yeah.
data analytics.
you should be able to run an accounts receivable and accounts payable report and then see exactly what you owe and what
Right.
what's
QuickBooks
owed.
has its own bookkeepers for $200 a month.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Their own program for $200 a month that you can hire them for. It will increase your expense, but that's one expense I would not worry too much about because it pays off big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
That clarity.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, the problem is that I start asking my bookkeepers questions and then they start going, I don't know. And I try
Well-
and run the reports and they've screwed stuff up. Or,
then-
you know, a lot of times they don't account for like transfers between like PayPal and my bank account and crap like that. And so it looks like I've got a whole lot more in expenses and a whole lot more in income, which is
So-
stupid.
So here's how I work with my bookkeepers, because I've got two of them. Is at the end of every month they send me the reports, right?
Mhm.
And then I go through the reports in QuickBooks and I look at every single line item, and then
Mhm.
I either type up an email or record that
Your
video.
audio has gone down dramatically.
Yeah.
How's that? Any better?
No.
That's weird. I don't know. Nothing changed. Let me see if there's something weird
You
here.
changed the microphone input.
Is that any better?
Wow.
No.
I have no idea. I didn't change anything.
In Zoom, in the bottom left corner for the microphone, it has different ones you can pick up.
Yeah, it's only got microphone array or same system, which is maybe that's what I've got here. Let me unplug my.
Must be doing some kind of auto gain thing or something.
Hopefully not that dramatic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Better?
You're not that much louder though.
Well, I don't know what to do unless there's like a mic boost I can turn on in Windows. Shit. I don't even see. There used to be like a microphone boost option, but I don't see it.
It's all good. Just talk.
All right, I'll just talk loud.
Yeah.
I'll just
talk
pretend
louder.
we're in a nightclub. But what I was saying was, oh yeah, so how I work with my bookkeepers is that I run the report at the end of the month after they send me the report. I go through everything line item by line item, and
Uh-huh.
then I either record a video or type up an email and say with everything that either they've miscategorized or out of place or anything I have a question about. And I'm basically training them every month. Now at this point, like there's not much, like,
Right.
you know, but and what I do, here's what I do. Also, I hired this team, this bookkeeping team from India to run my actual real estate reports, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like it was a little rocky at first, but I started running reports where I look at compared to previous month. So in QuickBooks, you can run like
Right.
you can look at previous month and then show differences. Then I just go through that, right? And I was like, and I told them, I said every month I'm gonna go through this, and if I see shit that like is off from the last month, I'm gonna call you on it. Right. So you should go through this and you should run this
Right.
report, right? Because if I see it, that means you didn't do it. Right.
Right.
Because I, you know, and because sometimes they miss insurance or taxes or something like that. This should be every single month. Right. So that's what I did. And now it's, but you have to train them, like, because,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
All right. I may just do that.
And I think that is the like getting employees and training employees is part of just doing business all the time. Like you will always
Yeah.
struggle to find the best employees or best talent.
Yeah,
You just
but
have
with
to go through that
bookkeepers, I
process.
just kind of expected them to be able to do it right.
Yeah, they're
And,
$20
yeah, it
an
looks-
hour kind of people, man.
Yep.
Don't expect them to do a CFO type of role.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also run my books like very specifically too, like because I did all my bookkeeping myself at first, and then like I've got it broken down into the stuff that's important to me. It's not just
Yeah.
like keeping the books. It's like I want the reports to be useful, so I
Mhm.
train them to make it how I want it, right? Because I want to know
Right.
like, my revenue sources and my main buckets and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and that's the other thing that I asked them to do, and
yeah, you just gotta do some hand holding and training.
okay, sounds good. But yeah,
Or you gotta send Manny over there to curb stomp them.
I'll bring the guns.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the hair, or the lack of it.
Yeah, I know a little bit about lack of hair. Anyway, it's yeah. So that's kind of where things are at. I'm trying not to hate my job, but I think there's a lot to be seen yet because I'm still just going through the onboarding phase, and it could turn out to not suck. But it's definitely sucking up a ton of my time.
It's going to take up all of your time. What do you expect? You're going to
Yeah.
be living two lives now, the job life and the business life and family life. Three
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah, you just got to get shit going. Just got like automate as much as you can with the podcast network,
Yep.
and then figure out what your biggest leverage points are to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting sponsors on, and just start doing that high leverage activity. So
Yeah, in some ways it
Yeah.
might be good for you because it will force you to get shit done in very little time. And then you will quickly find out what is it that you need to get done to make money.
yeah,
And everything
Yeah.
else should fall by the wayside.
Yep. True.
You only focus on what makes money and you say fuck it to everything else.
Yep.
Especially in a mature business of where you already are aware of a lot of these things, you won't waste your time on other things. Speaking of which, like affiliates, if you want to talk about, or if you want to do some, I think the last time we did the entrepreneurship one, that did pretty well.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time we could do another one, building an online business or something, entrepreneurship or
Yeah, we should. We should, and then I'll just drop it. It just you and I, and then we'll just drop it on one of the feeds and push it out to the mailing list.
your feeds. I think last time you dropped it on a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the
we'll just
mailing
drop
list
it
may
on a
not
few of
even
the
do as
feeds.
well as what your podcast will do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even all the feeds, who cares? If there are people who are buying, it's worth getting it on
Yeah.
all the feeds on
Yep.
the products. Yeah, so let's schedule some time. I'll come up with some titles. I think the last one was pretty good. We can kind of use that and the current situation to kind of create
Yeah.
another version of it. So I'll send
Yep.
you the titles and let's schedule it.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Anyway, that's pretty much what I've got going on. Just trying to juggle all this stuff and get some stuff to land. Because yeah, I mean, I've got a couple of things that are in the works as far as like affiliates and stuff like that. Reaching out to sponsors. I did actually hear back from somebody. So I had some friends of mine offer to buy one of the podcasts. And so I was like, give me a number, right? And so they asked for some info and I gave them the info. And then they went and they have a competing podcast because they split off in January. And or December. Anyway, so they were like, well, we might be interested in acquiring it. And so they went and talked to some of the past sponsors because, they work in the space and things like that. And yeah, it turns out a bunch of the sponsors actually left because of the whole drama, even though they didn't say that they had, which isn't shocking, right? Because nobody wants that kind of polarizing press, right? Because if I go public with it, it gives them a black eye with at least some of the audience. So anyway, so I don't know. I mean, I think eventually sponsorships will come back in ways that they were. They also got some feedback from some folks that felt that like the sponsorships were too expensive, is what they told them. And I don't think they thought it would get back to me. So I'm trying to decide what to do with that, or if I should just transition into I keep thinking that going, whole hog on products is might be a better way to go.
I mean,
That's a pretty big bet to go all the way on product side.
I know.
And
I mean,
also like it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
there's models where this works, right? I mean, it's not like unprecedented. Like, if you're going to do that approach, the best thing to do would be to do a monthly membership type
Yes,
of.
that's what I'm looking at doing is a monthly membership and then have a tiered option, right? So you'd get something like Bulldog Mindset, right? Where it's like, you get access to some content, some courses, videos, whatever you want to call it. You get access to a community, maybe a Q&A call once a month or something like that where people can get on. And then, do another tier where it's like, look, every week we'll get on a call for an hour, you and a handful of other people, and we'll do kind of a group coaching mastermind run thing. And then, maybe there's another tier that eventually comes in where you're getting in-person access, or, you can call me up so much during the month or something like that. And I don't know, like at a
The only-
coaching level.
Yeah, the only problem with it, like, if you look at the models where they're doing it, right? It's like, Steven Crowder, like the Mug Club, and like you've got like, Stefan Molyneux was doing it before he got banned off of YouTube. I guess he still is doing free radio, and it's basically like this model where it's like donate to, like, join our Patreon to support
Mhm.
the show type of thing. The only issue, I think, is that you have to have like a rabid fan base in order to pull that off. So
Yeah.
usually there's like, usually it's like a branding, like you have like a charismatic leader type of situation where
Yeah.
people want access. So it's a little, I'm trying to think of where they do it with panels that, I mean, unless the panels have like personalities that people really like and they see as stars and they want to be closer to those stars. So some shows that maybe
Well,
have that going on could work.
yeah, I'm kind of thinking more along the lines of stepping up and being that charismatic leader person, because I can do it. And I think I'd enjoy interacting with people at that level. I just haven't because I've had so many other demands on my time. But I think I could do it and then just have the panels essentially, feed into some of that.
So this is the challenge now. Now, on the one side, you want to have the time to be able to do things, or
Yeah.
you need to create time for yourself. On the other hand,
Mhm.
you're actually pulling yourself even deeper into the business.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out which way you're going to go.
I know. And
that
that
will-
this is kind of where I'm at is, just figuring out. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem.
I just got to talk to you about choosing schools because this is so confusing and fucked up, and I do not.
I hear John playing a video or something. of
Yeah, it
himself.
auto played on me. Basically, like the problem that you have though is that you can't really, like, if you become the brand of the of the company, then
Right.
it's going to require
Then-
a lot more time.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep.
So you're going to be like, you're in a good position now, whereas you're kind of removing yourself from the brand. I don't think you want to go down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah, the question is like, okay, so how many active, let's take JavaScript Java, right? How many active downloads do you have per month on that? Or like, how many users essentially? How many listeners?
About 15,000
15,000. Okay.
per
So-
episode.
per
No,
episode.
total. Well, yeah. So that's per, yeah. So that's
Is that has that number gone down quite a bit? I thought you used to have a lot more.
It used to be a little bit higher. There are a couple things that have gone on there. One is just
tracking?
a lot of the tracking systems have gotten better at removing duplicates, or at least more aggressive. So there's that. We've seen a bit of a drop off from each of the, not a ton, but a little bit off of each of the dramas that we've had. This last drama really didn't drop off a ton. COVID caused it to drop off a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
So okay,
it's been there for a while though.
So 15,000, right? And then let's say that you can get 1% of them to convert to a subscription model. I don't know if that's
Mhm.
realistic.
It's 150 people.
Yeah, so 150 times what, $5 a month, $10 a month? I mean, that's just
No, even if it was 20
Okay.
bucks a month, it would still only be $3,000.
yeah. I don't think that's a model that's going to work.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because you can't charge. I mean, $20 a month would be high for a podcast subscription. I mean, if you make it a whole community, and everything, then yes, then it's a little different. But
Yeah, and that's if I did it, that's what I was looking at doing. But
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, and it's not like it'd stay at 150. I mean, you'd be growing it by maybe like 25 new subscriptions per month or so. Like I'm saying, initially you
Right.
could get 150, but yeah, it would take a while to get up to.
It has to be a really interesting, like it has to be a really captivating offer
Yeah.
for people to continue to stay for any kind of
Right.
membership.
Yeah, I
Other
get
than
that.
you just get to support the podcast, which is very difficult to kind of sell.
Yeah.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you have
Yeah.
a really good converting affiliate offer that you can keep on promoting or rotate through, that's
Yeah, then I make at least that much probably
yeah. Products
with a lot
is
less work.
yeah, products would be possible, but it's hard. But see, here's why I don't like you doing products is because what's the difference between making your own product and doing an affiliate offer?
I build the product.
Right,
You
just
own
more
the
work.
part.
Well,
Yeah,
but it's
and I
just
get a larger percentage of the income off of it.
yeah, but the
Uh,
income is relative, right? It's like
Yeah.
pricing is relative. So it's like if you do affiliate, well, okay, let's say you do a product, right? You have to decide what the product is, and then that's your product, right? And then
Yeah.
like you're committed to selling that one product. Whereas if you do affiliate offers, you can switch it up and you can figure out which ones work the best, right? And it doesn't cost you any time or effort to make
Right.
it. And based on your audience, the fact that it's like, you know, programmer audience, that it's not really like a branding thing. Like, so let's say you create a course on JavaScript, right? For instance, JavaScript Jabber is not the, you know, the Chuck JavaScript show, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's no reason why they would buy a course from you just because you created it versus a course that you're promoting on the show. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Because there's
Mm-hmm.
no, you know, you don't get that premium. Whereas if it's like your YouTube channel and they see your face every day and they're
Yeah.
learning from you already, then it's different. Or even if the podcast were one where you're like teaching JavaScript as opposed to talking about JavaScript, then again, there's like that's your USP is like, well, you're
Yeah.
the unique, you know, the unique sensei for this thing. So that's why I think affiliate makes more sense than product for you.
Yeah, I've thought. Yeah, I mean, what I was thinking was essentially that I would start another show on Dev Chat that was just me,
Yeah.
and I'd be talking about career issues or whatever, and then yeah, the whole point of that show would be to sell the course. But you know, we're looking 3 months or so just to build enough audience on that show. I get some instant crossover from the other shows, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think affiliate might be the best way to go now for your existing shows to monetize them.
Well, for now, that's what I have time for, so that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I guess another option too is that you could try and package everything up together and sell it all at one time. Like this would be the time to do it if you have people that would potentially buy it.
Yeah, I don't know that I do. I mean, I more or less tried that. Just reached out to some of the people I knew were interested, but yeah. Yeah, this is my problem though, is that I don't 100% know where I want to go with it. And I don't really want to let it, I don't want to just quit working on it because And it's not just because I've put so much into it. It's more that I really feel like there's the opportunity to really make a difference here. But I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Because I want to make a difference and I want to help people out, but I also have to pay the bills.
Well, I think sometimes we just have to accept the fact that our motivations kind of purify over time, in the sense that we don't have to
Yeah.
worry about making an impact and changing people's lives until we feel our more basic needs are met. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's a good enough driver to get to the next level, where we can, it's like Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The hierarchy of impact and legacy and all those things are good drivers, but sometimes that's not the right driver to get you to that level.
Right. No, I
Yeah.
hear you.
And what you're saying, like, you just need to, pay the bills. That's part of what you're going through. Like, you
Yeah.
need to pay the bills to get there. And sometimes the business just needs to be able to pay the bills to sustain till you get to the next level, where you are thinking about impact and legacy as the driver for the next level of business. Not to say that
Yeah.
you should do
Well,
random business, but at least allow yourself to feel like I must make that money no matter
yeah.
what.
No, I'm definitely there. Like, making a difference is one thing. I hear people talk about their legacy, and I'm not as worried about that. I mean, that may become a thing at some point, but for me, it's just, okay, who can I help now that, that'll make a difference for them.
So the challenge,
But yeah, I mean, right now I've just got to make money. I've got to make it float, because I can't keep doing it the way where it's not.
audience, you can sell. When you have an audience, you can sell lower ticket price products. When you have a smaller audience, you have to sell higher price point products, higher price point, higher touch, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So maybe some sort of, I don't even know if maybe some sort of a coaching program where you sell a specific kind of coaching for a specific end result to people who pay a few $100s a month, and you get 20 people paying $5,000 a month total, just to keep the lights on for the business, or something like that. Intermediary step to get you to the next step, to sustain the business.
Yeah.
Because if your sponsorships and all those things are just like out of whack now, and you have no consistent income coming in, now you're in super trouble.
Yeah.
What about hiring a CEO and having that person basically be the face of the business, so you could eliminate the sponsorship problem? So it's like, to everyone, it appears that you have sold the business, like you're like almost like a silent partner in the business. But I mean, you still own the business, but you see what I'm saying? Like, you're not the president, you're the board, right? And then you could potentially get back more sponsorships. That person could be incentivized to and then they could basically run most of the day-to-day operation for you. You'd just be working on the big ideas and like putting together new shows and stuff like that. And then you could pay them based on performance, like some base level, but basically like someone that sees the opportunity. Because if you can get all your sponsorships back, I mean, you'd be doing really well. So
yeah.
Well, the sponsorships, are they gone because of COVID or because of Chuck?
Yes. Some of one, some of the other.
And because of John?
I can't blame John for anything that I've said or done. So
yeah, don't blame John.
blame it on the night,
because he did it. He's the one who set your business on fire.
No.
Yeah, I mean, COVID has as much to do with it, I feel, because before COVID,
it does.
weren't as dire as where they are right now. Before COVID, things were kind of in alignment, At least
Yeah,
you
well,
were,
and things were starting to come back in like February, and then
yeah, you were making money enough to sustain the business and not having to go look for a job. Um,
yeah, and then it just kind of all. I mean, I had all kinds of people that were super interested before that. Yeah, and I'm still in touch with them, and they're telling me, yeah, I don't have any budget, and I probably won't till the end of the year.
Man, I mean, fuck, I never thought monetization could be that hard in a business that has, decent sized traffic. Total, how many downloads are you getting now across all podcasts
It's probably 45, 50,000
per month?
per episode per week.
No, total per month, not just current, but also lagging everything. How many downloads did you get last month total?
I don't know, but it's probably. I mean, total downloads, including people that may have even repeated week.
Who cares?
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
totally.
probably 200, 300,000.
Okay. Yeah, see, that's interesting. Well, here's a way to compare it, right? Because I was just trying to figure out what do those numbers mean. So I just looked at my YouTube analytics, right? And like in a month, I get about 600,000 views
Uh-huh.
on videos. So it's probably about equivalent in size, right? Like in
No,
terms
YouTube
of,
views are more valuable than podcast listens.
Yeah, they're in front of a device where they'll actually click.
okay. Well,
Okay, let's just say they're
I mean,
equal, so
that's the other issue that I run into with people with podcast sponsorships is that some people just don't get the engagement they want, and the reason is because they're either selling to the wrong people or they're not giving a compelling enough story to get people to remember to check it out when they get back to their computer.
yeah, or enough like repeat exposures, right? It's like,
Yeah.
but they're not even.
I beat the repeat exposures drum all the time.
Didn't you get them on the podcast? Like, didn't you say each of them will get their own show?
Yeah, that's part of the deal. They'll get
Own
a
episode, not
dedicated
show.
episode.
Yeah.
Most of the ones that really care about that, though, they don't want like a dedicated episode about their product. They want an episode about something related to their product because they don't want
Right.
it to feel salesy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, just like what we do,
Yeah.
we can talk about how to build an online business during.
Yeah, but they won't even do a pitch at the end.
Hmm.
And I keep
Okay.
telling them, no, do a pitch at the end. It'll work. No, we
So-
don't want to push.
So what about, okay, let's look at existing people that are doing what you're doing and see how they're doing it, right? Because what you're doing is not unique in any way. I mean, there's like, you
Right.
have a podcast network and there's like 5x5, right? That's a podcast network.
Yeah,
Right.
but none of these guys are actually publishing income numbers or anything, right?
No, but like it doesn't matter if they're publishing income numbers. The question is like how are they actually making money, right? So it's worth looking into that. Like are they all just making money on sponsorships? Because like I'm looking at like some of the 5x5 ones, they have a Ruby on Rails podcast. It has a Datadog as a sponsor. So that makes sense. I wonder what their numbers are too, like what their. It might be worth though reaching out. This is who you could reach out to as well. I mean,
I could reach out to Dan Benjamin and just because I mean we're friendly. He'll talk to me.
Yeah, reach out to him and ask him. Actually, in fact, not to say that you should spend more money, but I mean, maybe some of these guys, maybe he'll just talk to you for free, but maybe you like offer like $500 to jump on the phone call with him for an hour and get some coaching from him on what you should do in your situation. Because like reaching out to someone like him, he knows like he's going to have very specific advice, right? Like because he's running a podcast network, right? So he could probably look at your problems and look at your podcast and like give you some insights that no one else would be able to give you.
Yeah, that's true. I reached out to the guys at Changelog. a while ago, and they basically told me no, that they weren't going to talk about it or anything.
Changelog, is that the one that they have a bunch of like D&D podcasts and stuff? Is that?
No, they're open source focused.
Oh, okay. There's the Al Jazeera podcast network.
Yeah, they're in kind of a different space than I am.
Killing it.
No, there's a bunch of them though. I just looked up a bunch of podcast networks. Like you could go through and find potentially.
Yeah. Some of the podcast networks out there, though, they have monetization problems too.
Yeah, I mean, so you'd want to find ones that are being successful, like Twit, right? Leo Laporte. That would be good. Twit is right up your alley. It's all like, it's the IT side of things. In fact, those would be like, if someone were going to buy your podcasts, Twit would be the perfect company to buy them, because they have the IT side, but they don't have the dev side.
Yep. That's true.
They've retired a lot of shows.
Who? Twit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They've retired a ton of them.
Yeah, I mean, it might be worth reaching out to like Leo Laporte and the 5x5 guy, and just seeing if they'll talk to you, or if you could pay them to jump on a call with you for some consulting, and then see what they think of where you're at and what you should do. Because, like I said, they're going to give the best advice, because they're doing the same thing you're doing. So
that's true. Yeah, I mean, I've talked to people over at twit.tv as well. So I could definitely have a conversation with them and just see. But yeah, they've had a ton of shows. They've retired a ton of shows. But yeah, that's not a bad idea. And if I can reach out to Dan, because I don't think Dan has some of the issues that some of these other guys have. And yeah, I could talk to the folks over at Twit as well and just find out how they structure things. And the problem with Twit is, if you look at their sponsors list, a lot of these folks they're in it for the branding play more than for they're not looking for conversions. Most of my sponsors are looking for conversions.
Are they? Or is that what you're thinking?
No, I've talked to them, and they're like, they want to know exactly how many people are clicking
going for the
through and how many
smaller,
people are converting. And
you're going for the smaller businesses. When you play with
I am
larger
getting
businesses.
the smaller businesses. The bigger businesses, I don't have enough traffic. I mean, I might across the whole network, but
how much do they need in terms of traffic? I mean, what John Lee Dumas is doing is another example of what's going on in the podcasting world, right?
Right.
He literally charges people to get on the show. He charges every one of his guests to be on the show.
Yeah.
For being able to do a sales pitch, more or less.
Yeah.
And a webinar of sorts. On the other hand, he has his podcasting academy, which doesn't really make that much money anymore. I think it just makes like $15,000-$20,000 a month. It's not that big anymore. But it's the other stuff that makes him a lot of money. Sponsorships being like making $50,000-$60,000 just from, he charges $5,000 for every guest, and he gets like 2 to 3 guests every week. That's like $10, $20, $30, $40,000 just from the guests. And then you have some more quote unquote sponsorships, the real sponsorships where he's reading it out.
Right.
And he makes money from that. And then he also has affiliate deals with things like ClickFunnels, where he basically puts them into a funnel through his campaigns, through like affiliate ad spots, if you want to call that. So he has the sponsorship spots, the affiliate ad spots, his own course spots. All of those are like what he plays in his podcast. And he has, his revenue sources are pretty diverse now for what he's like earlier. His podcasting course was the big one, but now it's like, I think sponsorship is the big one.
Yeah.
Sponsorship, then affiliates, and then podcasting course. It's worth looking at income report of these guys to see what.
Yep.
Let's see. August 2020. And for all the money he makes, his email list is really small. Probably not even 50,000. But it's well curated. Freedom Journal, $7,000. Mastery Journal, $6,000. Podcast Journals, $5,000. $20,000 just from journal sales. Paradise recurring $15,000. New members 3,000. So his Podcasters Paradise makes less than his journals now. Made
Oh,
18,000
really?
from Podcasters Paradise. Just 162 recurring members right now, which is not a lot for a big community, right, John? What do you have, like
Right.
700 members?
In
Where are you
Bullock
seeing this?
Mindset,
Oh,
I
right
got
there.
like 750 right now.
Here, I'll throw it out for you guys to take a
How
look.
many
Yeah,
members? How many members did you say he had?
162.
Oh, yeah, that's not much at all.
Here, I'll share my screen.
162 members of what?
His
His
podcast Paradise.
Podcasters Paradise group that he has.
Oh, yeah. I got in on that when it was a lifetime buy.
Yeah. So you can see the journal is 19,800. And hang on a minute. Let me see if I can. Journal is 19,000. Podcasters Paradise is 20,000. No, 18,000 something. Real revenue, where he teaches people how to make money, is $300. So that course where he teaches people how to make money isn't really making money. Podcast sponsorship, $96,000. Affiliate income, $21,000. That includes ClickFunnels, $13,000. Courses for Knowledge Broker Blueprint, 3,000. And then yeah, the big one, interestingly enough, is
This is interesting.
Are you looking at it right now?
Yeah. Yeah, so the biggie for him is podcast sponsorship. I'm wondering if the sponsorship though includes the fee for coming on the podcast, right?
That's exactly what it is. The major portion of it is that. He calls it sponsorship, but it's really a fee. It's a different line item in my books.
Yeah, it should be.
But he calls it sponsorship. I think he has never really made that idea public that he charges people to be up on the show now, because I think he feels that might hurt his credibility.
Well, if people are getting the content they want, they'll keep coming, in my opinion.
Maybe. If people feel like everyone's paying to play, then they will not trust everything that is coming. In an audience in that. But yeah, I mean, you look at his diversity of income sources. The journal says 20,000, Podcasters Paradise 20,000, broadly speaking, affiliate income 20,000, but then sponsorships is 96,000, 100,000. Let's call it even.
Yeah.
So yeah, sponsorships, like literally charging people to come on the show and talk about the product, is where he makes almost the biggest bulk of his money, not from the ad readouts.
Right. It's content.
It's not content. It's
Right.
well,
It's
yeah, I
people.
guess.
No, it's people paying to.
It's feature. It's being featured.
Yeah. I
Being
can't
featured.
even. I don't even see where you like apply to be on his show.
It's just all a little all insider thing. In the contact, you probably like apply to be on the show, but over time, like once you contact, they probably give you all the information you need. If I
Yeah.
look at the July report, it's a very similar trend. Not doesn't budge much in terms of sources of income. Journal 15,000, Paradise 22,000,
Right.
sponsorship 75,000, affiliate 57,000, because they did a big promotion, I guess, for Tony Robbins, KBB, or some other guy. Check Crush It with challenges with Pedro Dow, 20,000 there. June, May, April, March, June. Yeah. So I mean, just maybe looking at these income reports might give you some ideas on what you can do with your podcast in terms of
Yeah.
generating different sources of income. Though
Yeah.
different
But I
sources
think
of
I
income
am
is
going to
not
reach
always
out to Dan and reach out to some of my contacts at Twit
Yeah.
and see what they can tell me as well.
His Podcasters Paradise income is dwindling away. Went from 24 to 20 to 18 in 4-month period.
I'm guessing he's just not promoting it as much either, right? So
No, I mean, you go to the podcasting conferences and they have a booth there, and they're selling their journals and.
Well, there is no more podcasting conferences. That might be the reason.
Right. Yeah, I think that's why. I think that at the conferences they've been able to sell enough people, for a few months.
Yeah. He makes good money. He makes more money on ClickFunnels, more or less. I mean, he makes the same amount of money on ClickFunnels as he does on Podcasters Paradise. And remember, John, what's the purpose of having ClickFunnels?
to sell ClickFunnels, that's what it's designed to do.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think I've got kind of a game plan. I'll reach out to some of these people that I know and see what I can pull together. And then, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Do you have your stuff on YouTube right now too? It might be worth looking into trying to get all the podcasts, or at least the big ones on YouTube.
We did for a while. The difference there was primarily that, I would push it through, I can't remember what it was called, Repurpose, I think. And so it would put artwork on it and then just put it on YouTube.
What about just recording the podcast on YouTube as a live stream?
I've thought about that. I think I need to talk to my panel and see about that. I've also thought about just talking to them and essentially, setting up the membership site and then saying, look, so we do like a JavaScript membership, right? And it'd be, hey, everybody needs to participate to this level, and then you'll get, a percentage of the recurring, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then people would get bonus episodes and whatever. And I could contact some of our past guests and high profile people and say, hey, can you come do a private webinar for folks? I don't know if people expect to get paid for that. But
I wouldn't. I mean, they have a chance to be in front of a large audience.
Yeah.
So
and a paid audience.
yeah,
It's like, look, if
exactly.
you've got, yeah,
Yeah, I would always do something like that for free. So
yeah,
because but I think doing the live streams on YouTube could work. Maybe
right.
just all under one channel, right? Just a
Hmm.
devchat.tv channel, and you have, people tuning in for live streams on different days, and then you can even make it somewhat interactive. You can encourage them to super chat, to pay to ask a question, right? Some of the live stream guys I know that are doing live streams do like a few $100s per live stream in super chats.
Yeah.
So, and then
Yeah.
that give you just another place to grow and get extra revenue on YouTube. So
Yep. Yeah. So when I was talking to this guy about doing a Java podcast, he wanted to stream the video. And so he wanted to use I mean, you can do it from Zoom. He wanted to use, what is it, Wirecast to do it? But Wirecast has like $1,000 license or something.
yeah,
And I might have to have multiple licenses in order to have concurrent shows running and things. So
no. All you need to do is I do live streams all the time now. I just use StreamYard. It's just a web-based program. It's free.
you use StreamYard?
Yeah, I'm paying like $25 a month to get rid of their branding, but you can have up to 10 people on there. You just give them a link, and that's it. I mean, or just
really?
or Zoom, like we're doing a live stream right now.
So
Yeah.
how many people can you have on StreamYard at once?
I think 10 now. So
because that's been the major issue or the major sticking point that I've had. With some of these others, like what am I thinking, like Squadcast and stuff, is that they only do they only do like 4 or 5 people at a time.
yeah, I'm pretty sure StreamYard is 10. I mean, we're doing right now, like you could just use Zoom like we're using right now, and I think we can have like 100 on here or whatever it is, but
yeah, but participants, it's different.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, no, because you're just streaming it live. I mean, the reason why Zoom isn't as good is because we can't see like the chat in that's happening on YouTube. But StreamYard, what it does is it lets you see the chat that's coming in, and then you can highlight chat messages so you can put them on the screen for everyone to see. So and see when people give you super chats and stuff like that and call them out. So yeah, I would just use StreamYard. I think that's the best.
Will it let you run multiple streams at the same time though?
You're only running one stream, but people are joining it, right? Like,
right.
The guy would just send you a link, and then you would join the stream, and then I can put you on the screen. So.
Right. Huh. Because I'm looking at this and wow, that would save a chunk of change compared to what we're paying for Zoom. And then the podcast editor could just pull the file off of YouTube or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Oh, it has a recording option here. Recording 4 hours per stream or 8 hours per stream. And it's unlimited streaming if you're paying for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Jeez, that's a ton cheaper than what we're paying for Zoom.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I use for all my the live streaming that I do.
So
yeah, I've been using Restream.io and then OBS.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you paying for your CRM, John?
What CRM? For the streaming software you're talking about?
No, for your
CRM, your customer relation manager.
I don't have a CRM.
Oh, your email marketing tool.
Oh, Active Campaign, I'm paying like $250 a month.
No, the other one.
What other one?
Simple Programmer.
Oh, Drip. Shit. They just keep on telling me they're charging me more. Let me see what it is. You've exceeded your monthly email drip limit. New plan, $375 a month.
That's all you're paying, 375?
Yeah. Yep.
What's the size? Did you reduce your list?
I think the list has like 70 or 80,000 people in it.
That's really cheap. Are you serious?
Yeah, I got a heavy discount because I was friends with Rob and they hooked me up initially.
Yeah, because I mean, ConvertKit charges more than that for 60,000 people. It's more like $800.
So one other question about StreamYard. So if I want to invite somebody onto a stream, do I just send them a link?
Yep, that's it. You just send them a link.
So when they schedule the podcast episode, is there a way to automate it, setting up or sending them a link?
I haven't found a way to automate sending people a link, but you can schedule it on YouTube ahead of time. Like I have a live stream scheduled for this Saturday for the
Mhm.
Bulldog Mindset stuff, and then so it's on the YouTube channel. Like people can watch it. Like that link is already out there. But I think you can probably like let me see. Let me see if I can create a link. Oh yeah, I can do invite a guest, and I've already got the StreamYard link. So I could just copy this and email it or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the way that we do it right now is, they just get the Zoom link, right? And then
Yeah.
they just click it and they're in.
Yeah, you could as soon as you create the StreamYard, like schedule the stream in StreamYard, you have the ability to get a link, and then you can just give them that link or post it in, a calendar app or whatever how are you giving them the Zoom link right now?
You just put it in their calendar.
Yeah, same thing.
So yeah. I'm just wondering if you can use like Zapier to StreamYard or something.
Oh, I don't know. Like to automatically like put it in the calendar and then
Yeah.
put the link. Might be. I didn't see I don't think there's a StreamYard integration.
I don't think there is either, or a Google Calendar integration.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything in StreamYard itself. Let's see, StreamYard. I don't see any Zapier integration, but yeah, you might just have to do that manually.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to create the call manually anyway. So I mean the stream. So when you do that, you can just get the link.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if there's anything else I have to ask. I feel like I've just complained the whole time.
It's quite all right.
Welcome to business. I got to run now, guys.
All right. I guess we should do our thoughts and wrap up then.
Yep.
All right.
Sometimes my thought is sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do. That's it.
My thought is that there's always time to simplify. There's always an opportunity to simplify your life, your business, your career, whatever you want to call, wherever you are at, especially in business, there is opportunities to simplify. And simplicity leads to a much calmer mind, as I have figuring out now, having 10 products to sell and losing my mind every day trying to simplify things. So my immediate concern is to simplify.
Let's see. Mine is to be always sourcing. Never let the leads dry up. So, you know, whatever it is, and that you're trying to do, a lot of times when you have, you know, when you got people in the pipeline, you got customers, whatever, you don't recognize that you need to continually be sourcing because it's a long lead time for a lot of leads. So always source. All right, guys. I guess that's it. See you next week.
All right.
All right, guys. See you later.